Hello and welcome to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and today we have a returning company on the channel here. So this is another game controller by GameSir, and this is their Cyclone 2. Now, not too long ago I featured this controller, and this thing impressed, not gonna lie. I had a 360 controller that desperately needed to be replaced, and this was a very, very good effort. And things have gone well enough that this one's shown up as well. Now, I should go and say very plainly and clearly that GameSir provided this controller to me for the purposes of the production of this review, so I did not personally purchase this controller. However, my reviews remain my own. So with that being said, let's talk about what makes the Cyclone different and, in many cases better than the controller that I previously featured. And what we have here is a multi-platform wireless controller. So the previous one was wired, this is wireless, and this works with quite a few different systems. So turning it over, we can go ahead and read all of the goods on the box. So this will work with PC, the Nintendo Switch, Android, and then iOS. So it does have Bluetooth connectivity for that, as well as a 2.4 gigahertz receiver for low latency. And then that's where things also can get pretty neat, is that there is software that you can use on the PC to customize this, but you can also use controller combinations to quickly switch some of the settings. We do have a TMR stick, which is essentially a Hall sensor stick on steroids, which is excellent to see. They've got some textured grip, which is nice, don't really care too much about that. The 2.4 gigahertz dongle, the tactile buttons, which again, they've done a really good job on that. And the triggers are either micro switch or Hall effect sensors, and you're able to toggle between the two. So if you want your trigger to feel a certain way, you can absolutely make that happen. There are two macro switches which are programmable just behind, as before. Motion control is enabled. You've got a few other things like vibrations, lights, whatever. Now this version comes with the charging cradle, but you can get it without the charging cradle for a little less money. And if you are wondering what the price differences are, you're looking at the difference of $55 US for the charging station, or $49 without. So if you've got room, it seems like a really obvious thing to do. Let's go ahead and get a box opening knife here and see what we get on the inside. That'll require us to just snip the tape here and then here. So we have the controller, we have the 2.4 gigahertz receiver there, we have the base, which is made out of aluminum alloy, and I'm guessing this is where you can store the USB receiver. We have four spring-loaded pogo style pins that are probably going to help with charging. And then, of course, a USB Type-C port on the back, likely to provide that charging. We have a cable, and on the very bottom here, we have a QC sticker, a little pamphlet inviting you to their Discord community and their social media, two stickers, one for the logo, and a very beefy instruction fold-out. And I always appreciate these because if you're getting this for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, it's always nice to have the instructions printed, and this is in multiple languages, so we will refer to that if we need it. So here's our controller, and it's got these little foam covers there, guessing just to protect the sticks. Now there's, I believe, an 860 milliamp battery on the inside of that, and it looks like, yeah, it just sits very, very lightly. You can hear the pins make contact. Pretty straightforward. Interestingly enough, it looks like there might be something that would clip into the top of that. I'm not entirely sure what that would be. You do have a USB Type-C cable there if you wanted to plug this in directly, to either to charge it or to use it. We do have our triggers, which once again feel really, really smooth. And overall, this is pretty much what I'd expect to see from GameSir. Those buttons are very, very crisp, really nice feeling. Nothing, nothing like a Nintendo Switch controller or a 360 controller. Like, if that's one of the fast ways you know you're dealing with quality. That and just the smoothness of the sticks. The D-pad on this I think might actually be better than the G series. If you were playing a fighting game and you wanted to roll the D-pad, this is absolutely going to let you do that more than this one would. Anyway, small detail, but that might matter to somebody. All right, let's see if we can set this up and do a bit of testing. There is a lot going on in this software. Point of clarity, it is the GameSir Connect software that you need, not the Nexus software for this controller. So just keep that in mind. So quick navigation shows you the buttons, the opportunity to adjust the sticks, and you can do this both left and right independently. And it will show you all the data that you want on how that stick is performing in real time, which is excellent. You can do all sorts of anti-dead zone, so like how much do you actually need to go into there. You can do stick trajectory, advanced mapping, all the good stuff. Motion is currently turned off. All the trigger information is here for you, so if you want the hair trigger mode or to see how much pull you get, you can set it to an adaptive mode. And then of course fixed, which you have to pretty much bottom out for it to activate. If we want to see vibration, we can pull the left and right triggers here. You can actually see the motors spin there in the grips, kind of neat. And all sorts of lighting options. Pick up to wake, sleep when active, audio reactive mode, that might be fun. And there are 4 different lighting locations: the center of the controller, the fronts in the middle, and then of course if you don't like any of that, you just turn it straight off. And then if you want, you can quickly access all the goods on the home screen at any point. Alright, so we're going to have the change grip screen open here. We're going to grab the controller, make sure it's powered on, and we're going to go to the Y mode. Boom, paired. And it might be hard to see, but we do have an indicator light there for the Switch controller number, and this is controller number 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I'd expect, this is a phenomenally good controller. The one thing that I didn't do before I began was synchronize the buttons to match the Nintendo Switch, but that's a very, very easy step to take. And one of the nice parts is that it's actually quite easy to synchronize the connections between them all. So if I were to take the controller right now and hold down the button combination for PC, I've now switched it over to the PC because I want to change the buttons here instead. Very easy process for me to do. And then when I'm done, I can switch back. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.